Welcome to English Through Historical Stories. Here we combine two things you love, learning English and exploring fascinating stories from history. Today, we'll be diving into the life of one of the most remarkable women ever to live, Marie Curie, and how her scientific genius helped save lives during World War I. If you're here to improve your English, here's what I suggest. Watch this video without subtitles first and try to focus on understanding the general ideas. Then, watch it again with subtitles to catch the parts you might have missed. Finally, in a few days, re-watch it to see how much you've improved. It's a great way to track your progress. Let's get started with this incredible story. So, who exactly was Marie Curie? Most people know her as one of the greatest scientists of all time, but her life was so much more than just laboratory experiments. Marie Curie was born Maria Sklodowska in 1867 in Warsaw, Poland, a country under Russian occupation. Even as a young girl, she was a brilliant student, excelling in science and mathematics, subjects that, at the time, weren't considered appropriate for girls. But Marie didn't care about society's limits. She had big dreams. Poland at the time didn't offer many opportunities for women in higher education, so Marie moved to Paris in 1891. There, she enrolled at the Sorbonne, one of the most prestigious universities in the world. She studied physics, chemistry, and mathematics, and excelled at all of them. After graduating, she met a man who would change both her life and the world of science forever, Pierre Curie. Marie and Pierre married in 1895, and together they embarked on a scientific journey that would change history. In 1898, the Curies discovered two new elements, radium and polonium, but they didn't stop there. They dedicated themselves to studying a mysterious phenomenon that Marie named radioactivity. This discovery not only earned them the 1903 Nobel Prize in Physics, but it also opened the door to new areas of science, medicine, and even energy. Marie Curie wasn't just the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, she was the first person, man or woman, to win two Nobel Prizes in two different scientific fields. She won her first Nobel in Physics for her work on radioactivity, and her second in 1911 in chemistry for isolating pure radium. No one in history had ever accomplished such a feat. Imagine, one person breaking so many barriers and making discoveries that are still relevant today. Her work on radioactivity was revolutionary. It paved the way for everything from cancer treatments to nuclear energy. But did you know that her contributions went beyond the scientific lab? In fact, during World War I, Marie Curie would take her knowledge and use it to save lives on the battlefield. When World War I broke out in 1914, the world was thrown into chaos. Millions of soldiers were fighting on the front lines, and injuries were rampant. Traditional medicine wasn't enough to handle the massive number of casualties. But Curie realized that her discoveries, particularly X-rays, could make a real difference. So instead of staying safe in a laboratory, she decided to get involved personally. During the war, one of the biggest challenges doctors faced was diagnosing internal injuries, like fractures or bullets lodged deep inside the body. Before X-rays, doctors had to guess what was going on inside a wounded soldier. Sometimes, this meant unnecessary surgeries. Or worse, surgeons wouldn't be able to save a life in time. Marie Curie, knowing the potential of X-ray technology, saw an opportunity to bring her knowledge to the battlefield. Can you imagine? This brilliant scientist, the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, was driving into a war zone, bringing life-saving technology with her. Curie wasn't content with just developing the machines. She wanted to ensure they were being used properly. So she trained over 150 women to operate these mobile X-ray units, creating an army of radiology assistants who could help save lives. Her work was critical. By the end of the war, it's estimated that Marie Curie's mobile X-rays helped over 1 million soldiers. 1 million lives were saved or improved because of her determination and courage. Let's talk a bit more about how X-rays work and why they were so revolutionary during the war. X-rays are a form of radiation that can pass through the body. When a soldier was injured, doctors could use X-rays to see inside the body without having to perform surgery. They could quickly locate where a bullet or piece of shrapnel was, or whether a bone was fractured. This drastically reduced the time needed for surgery and the risks of making a wrong diagnosis. Now imagine being a soldier during World War I. You've just been injured on the battlefield and you're rushed to a medical tent. Thanks to Marie Curie's mobile X-ray machines, doctors can immediately pinpoint the problem and operate. That machine could be the difference between life and death. Marie Curie's work during World War I may not be as well known as her scientific achievements, but it's an essential part of her legacy. She wasn't just a genius in the lab. She was a woman who used her brilliance to change the world, even in times of war. Today, we still use X-rays in medicine. And of course, Marie Curie's discoveries about radioactivity continue to impact fields like energy and cancer treatment. Her legacy isn't just one of scientific innovation, it's one of compassion, bravery, and relentless determination to make the world a better place. So the next time you hear the name Marie Curie, don't just think of her as a scientist. Think of her as a hero, a person who used her knowledge to save lives in one of the darkest periods of modern history. Thank you for watching English Through Historical Stories. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep learning fascinating facts while improving your English, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And remember, learning English takes practice, but with every story, you're getting closer to mastering it. See you next time.